from Project Bear, and in today's video I'm going to talk to someone who knows someone who has lost a baby. That could be a friend, someone in your family, or a coworker, or an acquaintance. And I want to give you 4 tips, 4 things you can do to help someone who's lost a baby. That could be miscarriage, stillbirth, infant death, termination for medical reasons, whatever it may be. Here are 4 things that you can do to help someone in your life who is grieving the loss of a baby. And the acronym that you can remember these 4 things is TASK, T-A-S-K. The first thing is take time to think. Take time to think about your relationship with that person, what you know about that person or that family already. Are they introverted? Are they extroverted? Are you close with them? Are you not close with them? So that may actually determine some of the things you do later on. And also take time to think about your own experiences. What are you comfortable with? What are you not comfortable with? Have you experienced a loss recently or in your life ever? Are you grieving? Do you have social anxiety? All those things will determine what the next steps will be for you and how best to help them. So the first step is take time to think. The second step, acknowledge. And this is something anyone can do no matter what your relationship is, how you know them, or what you know about them. And it is simply acknowledge the loss. Acknowledge their baby. Acknowledge their grief. And how do you do that? You can send a sympathy card. You can send a text that says, "I'm so sorry." You can, if it's been a little bit since the loss, maybe it's an anniversary or a due date or a birth date, you can say, "I'm thinking about you today," in a text, in a Facebook message, in a card. You can, if it's a holiday, just send a text saying, "I'm thinking about you. I know today is hard." Anything like that to let them know that you acknowledge that there was a loss, that they had a baby, and that you are thinking about them. And that really means a lot to someone who's lost a baby, because when you've lost a baby for any reason, at any stage of pregnancy, at any age, it can make you feel really alone. And to know that somebody else acknowledges that, not only the loss, but the baby itself, that the baby was alive, and to acknowledge your grief, that means a lot. So take time to think, acknowledge. The third thing, probably one of the hardest things, is to be a safe space for them, or to be willing to be a safe space for them. What that means is you don't try to fix everything, you don't try to give advice, you don't go through and tell them how to do things, how they're grieving wrong, that they're taking too long. What you do is you let them grieve how they are grieving. If they are grieving in a way that is maybe unhealthy, i.e. suicidal, get them help. But if they're not suicidal, then let them grieve in a way that is good for them. And that may not be the same way it is good for you. So acknowledge that people grieve differently. And whether you are close to them or if you're just an acquaintance, letting them grieve the way they need to grieve, to take the time they need to take, is a really, really huge thing you can do to let them know that you care about them. And that could be in person, like literally sitting with them on the couch, listening to them, or simply crying with them, holding them while they cry. Or it could be via text message or Facebook message or whatever, where you let them tell you how they feel. And it could also be them maybe not really being ready to open up and you being okay with that. So be willing to be a safe space for their grief and for how they're feeling without trying to force them to speed it up or try to fix. Don't use trite or cliche answers or Bible verses. They're just not helpful. They're not being a safe space. And the fourth thing, once you've done all those three things, then you can start thinking of kindness. Acts of kindness you can actually do to help out. And this is where taking time to think can really be helpful, because if you think about how you know this person, what you know about them, it can actually inform what acts of kindness would actually be kind and helpful in this time of their grief. So maybe you are familiar with their other children and they know you, and so maybe you want to offer to take the kids out for dinner so they don't have to cook dinner one night, or you want to pick the kids up from school, or maybe you want to do laundry or do dishes. That you would have to be close to the family in order to do, in my opinion. But if you're not very close, but you want to help them with dinner, maybe you want to give them a gift card to DoorDash or Grubhub, or you know their favorite restaurant. Or maybe you want to be part of a meal train and you want to cook them a frozen meal, like a baked ziti or a casserole or something, so that they can use without having to worry about cooking. Those are things you can do. You can send them a bear from Project Bear. That kind of goes along with acknowledging as well that, hey, here's something, I thought of you, I think this will help. Maybe you want to light a candle in memory of their baby and let them know, I lit a candle in memory of your baby today, thinking of you. That also goes along with acknowledging as well. Maybe you know of memorial jewelry that they might like. You can send them either a link to the shop, or you can send them an item. Maybe you know of an organization that would be helpful to them. So there's a lot of different kindnesses you can do. But if you don't think first, how do I know this person? How do I know this family? What do I know about myself? Then you might try to do something that ends up not being received very well. So if you've known someone who's lost a baby recently for any reason, 4 things you can do. First, take time to think. Second, acknowledge the loss. 3, be a safe space. And 4, finally, acts of kindness. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for future videos. And have a great, blessed day. Thank you.